tutti ragazzi e bentornati nuovamente sul canale Raistlin. Eccoci con una nuovissima puntata di Whispers of a Machine. Bene, nel primissimo episodio abbiamo fatto la conoscenza della nostra protagonista, che è una detective del Bureau Investigation, qualcosa del genere, ed è la particolare di questa investigatrice è che ha degli innesti cibernetici che appunto le aumentano tutte le caratteristiche, tutti gli status. E siamo venuti in questo posto per indagare su degli omicidi e quindi vediamo un po'. Il primo l'abbiamo già trovato, un tale di 33 anni, un certo Carl, che è stato accoppato miseramente con forse un coltello, accoltellato, e dobbiamo indagare appunto sulla sua morte e chi è stato, chi c'è dietro di questo. Forse potrebbe essere un omicidio passionale, ma non lo sappiamo ancora. E quindi vediamo cosa succede in questo nuovo episodio di Whispers of a Machine. Buona visione.
I'm surprised the Bureau got their thumb out of their ass. It's not like they could find Nordson on a map.
I, for one, am grateful for their help. From what I hear, the person they sent is young, but quite capable.
Optimistic as always, eh, Kurt? I guess we'll see. Agent Anglin, we've been expecting you.
Councilwoman, I was told you'd be my bureau contact here.
That's correct. I'm Stina Ruth, and this here is Kurt Anderson, police commissary.
Welcome, Agent. Enjoy your trip to the middle of nowhere?
It was a bit bumpy, and way longer than I expected.
Yeah, that train has seen better days. You'll find your luggage in your quarters, just through the door behind me.
Thanks. I'll check it out later.
So, you were probably confused as hell when we sent you straight to a crime scene, right?
Kind of. I thought I was supposed to investigate a murder from last week.
You were, but unfortunately a second killing required your urgent attention. I assume there are some Bureau procedures before I brief Agent England about the situation?
Yes. Why don't you head to your office, and I'll send this youngling on her merry way when we're done.
Very well. It was a pleasure to meet you, Agent.
Likewise. I'm a bit confused here. Who do I report to?
Only to me as overseer of this district. The local police are at your disposal since they're legally required to aid you in the investigation.
Got it. How would you like me to share my findings with you?
Face-to-face, in the evenings. The balcony inside the local canteen is a good place to meet.
Okay. I think I have what I need then. I'll go talk to the commissary.
Good. We'll catch up later. Oh, but I have to ask. Tell me, how was it for you?
What do you mean?
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. We've both done it.
Oh, you mean the augmentation? The nanofluid injection?
Sticking to the boring scientific terms, aren't we? Back in my time, we used to just call it taking the blue. Come on, let this old lady live a little. Tell me, how was your first kiss with the blue?
I felt an amazing sense of belonging. Like I was connected to everything and everyone around me.
I remember that moment like it was yesterday. What I wouldn't give to feel like that again. No side effects, I hope? We wouldn't want you to get compromised in dangerous situations.
Not yet, but I know what to look out for. Mild hallucinations, nightmares, burning sensations in the limbs, the occasional migraine. Things like that.
Yeah, that covers the usual suspects. All right, I think you're good to go then. We shouldn't keep the commissary waiting.
A thermos, presumably filled with coffee. damn good coffee. It's a map of Nordsund. Looks like the center of the disk is hollow. Curious. Low maintenance. My kind of plant.
All right, Agent. Would you like me to brief you about the first murder?
Yes, please.
Maya Strand, 41 years old, the caretaker of the Nordsund Museum. She was found by the janitor on the floor near the exhibits early last Wednesday. Just like Carl, she was stabbed. No witnesses, no evidence. Killer practically a ghost. No signs of a forced entry, so either the entrance was open or she let him in herself.
What about her residence? Anything out of the ordinary in there?
Nothing, as far as we could tell. But we left the place as we found it if you want to have a look. She lived upstairs from the museum.
Noted. The crime scene is no longer intact, though, correct?
Afraid so. The museum is important to Nordsund, so we had the place cleaned out pretty quickly.
Sorry to hear that. I guess bureaucrats messing up police work isn't just a city problem, huh?
You have no idea. Sometimes I feel like I'm spending half my time arguing with those fools.
One more thing. I'd like to see Maya's body, if that's possible.
Of course. We brought it out of the freezer this morning. You'll find it in the morgue, over at the clinic. Dr. Persson, our physician, is awaiting your arrival.
Good. I'll head there when we're done. Did you know Carl Oscarson?
I wouldn't say so. He and my son were playmates as children, but they grew apart in their teens. Haven't talked to Carl myself for many years.
What do you think of Gabriel?
My nephew is a fine officer. He's a law and order kind of person. Stern, but fair.
Oh, law enforcement runs in the family.
I wish, but so far Gabriel and I are the only ones. I've been trying to get my son to join the force for years. All he cares about is girls and fishing. Suppose it could be worse. At least he brings home a fresh trout every now and then.
I'm looking for a young woman connected to the second victim, Carl.
All right. What do you know about her?
All I have is a picture of her that I found on Carl, but it's damaged and her face can't be clearly seen.
Tricky. If you had any kind of personal information, like an address, you could look her up in our records. They're in the drawers behind me.
Noted. I'll get back to you about this if I learn more. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Me? Oh, I've been doing this job for 15 years now. I took over when the previous commissary died. I'm married with 3 children. Anita, my youngest, is off studying science in the city now. We're counting the days to Christmas when she comes back to visit.
What's your opinion on Stina Ruth?
I respect her. She's a competent politician. She gets things done, unlike some of the other people on the council. Sure, she has a temper, and she's not the most tactful person, but she calls out bullshit when she sees it. When I'm right, she has my back, and when I'm wrong, well, she won't let me revel in my sweet ignorance for long.
Did you know Maya Strand?
Not at all. Museums aren't my cup of tea. I prefer to not dwell on the past.
Do you know if saffron is grown anywhere in Nordsund?
I think so, yes. There should be someone in town with more information.
What do you know about the murder in the locker room over at the workshop hall?
Not much. As you know, the murder happened shortly before you arrived, so I'm leaving the matter in your capable hands.
That's all I needed.
Very well.
Commissary,
Yes?
what do you make of this?
Not sure. But if you need to know when somebody came to town, I'd suggest looking in the citizens' records behind me.
Right. I might do that if I could figure out who wrote this note. Commissary,
Yes?
any idea of what this opens?
Nope.
Looks like a logbook. Maybe Anderson records his daily work there. The drawer is labeled Address Records. These should come in handy. I'll be able to match a name to an address, or vice versa. Let's have a look. As expected, nothing new. I don't think I need to look him up. I don't think I need to. Yeah, this just confirms what Anderson told me. I don't need to look that up. A small local greenhouse. A typical site. I guess Anderson has a colleague. Just lots of case files. The window offers a view over a street that connects to the town square. Unmanned. Makes sense with no people in. Looks purely decorative. There's the bottle of molding resin here. Might be useful. A bottle of molding resin. I can use this to cast different shapes. It might also work as a glue. Nice big lemon. Small miracle to see it grow to that. No, I'm not tired. Maybe later. I'm not that hungry. Doesn't appear to be functional. There's not even a switch or anything. Now. Hi there.
Hello.
Thought I'd introduce myself, since I'll be coming here a lot. I'm Agent England, Central Bureau.
Oh, nice to meet you. It's a relief to have you here. We're all shook by these recent killings. Sure, the doctor's excited, but even his morbid curiosity has limits, you know. After all, we mostly treat coughs and the occasional broken limb here.
I get it. I'll do my best to help. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to go to the morgue. Where's that?
Down the stairs on your left.
Great, thanks. It's a map of the clinic layout. I'm guessing those contain patient files and such. Various medical supplies. Looks like no patient is admitted at the moment. Unused bandages. Would come in handy in a pinch. It's filled with cannulas, those little needle things used to connect an IV. I don't think I need one right now. Unused bandages. A portable medical kit. An old pre-collapse monitor. Healthy-looking plant. Locked. An old freight elevator of some kind. I don't need to know her opinion on.
Don't worry, Maya. You'll be put to rest soon. I know. Sorry about the delay. I was needed urgently out of town. Oh, hello there. Me and this old gal have been expecting you.
Talkative, is she?
Oh, no doubt. The dead have a lot to say, you know. Sometimes more so than the living.
Is that so?
The living are fickle and prone to deceit. Once dead, we can't hide things anymore. Not from me, at least.
That's why we need ways to tell what someone is hiding.
I suppose. Psychology isn't really my field of expertise.
That's fine. You can leave that part to me. Now, I'd like to ask some questions.
Sure, go right ahead.
Did you know Maya Strand?
Not really, but I enjoyed listening to the occasional lecture of hers at the museum. She had quite an intellect, that woman.
So she wasn't a patient of yours?
Oh, she was, but that's all confidential, so I can't say much about it.
I understand, but anything you can share would help.
Well, during the autopsy I noticed that she was unusually worn and feeble for her age.
Okay, and what does that tell us?
For one thing, that she would have needed help with the more physically demanding tasks of the museum.
Got it. Thanks. Did you know Maya Strand?
Not really.
So she wasn't...
Oh, she was...
I understand, but anything you can share... Okay. And what...
For one thing, that she would have needed help.
Got it. I'm looking for a young woman connected to the second victim, Carl.
I can't help with that. I didn't know Carl on a personal level.
Do you recognize this couple?
The man is clearly the second victim, Carl. As for the woman, it's too hard to tell given the damage to the photo.
Do you know what this opens?
Not a clue. But it looks like a one-of-a-kind key.
What do you make of this?
The handwriting looks feminine, but I'm not sure what to make of the contents.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
No. When I heard he was murdered, I didn't even recognize his name. I had to check my records to realize that I've treated him. To be fair, I've had many patients. But he must have been cursed with one of those awfully forgettable faces.
All right. Anything out of the ordinary in his medical history?
Sorry. Can't go into detail. Doctor-patient confidentiality, you know?
Keep it vague, then.
Well, okay. Let me put it this way. I doubt you'd learn much from his file.
Noted. Thanks. What do you think of Gabriel?
Your average policeman. I have no strong opinion about him one way or the other.
What do you think of Commissary Anderson?
I think he does a fine job. He's been instrumental in making sure that I can work under such good conditions.
Yeah, this place is surprisingly well equipped. Definitely on par with our facilities in the city. What do you think of Stina Ruth, the councilwoman?
She can be quite an unpleasant woman. I can't say I've enjoyed my few interactions with her.
What can you tell me about yourself, Doctor?
Oh, me? I suppose I would qualify as a workaholic.
So how long have you been practicing medicine?
Must be 16.
Huh. And you're the only doctor in North...
Yes, but we have good relations with the other settlements. We collaborate and pool resources when necessary.
Any theories on Carl's murder?
Not yet. I'll need to see the body first.
Do you know where saffron is grown in Nordsund?
I'm afraid not. We have plants all over, but botany is not my area of expertise.
What are your conclusions about Maya's murder?
Most obvious first. The cause of death is acute blood loss due to the multiple stab wounds to the chest and stomach, 2 of which were lethal. The murder weapon is a mid-sized blade, likely a knife of some kind. There are some defense wounds on her arms, so the victim likely tried to shield herself against her assailant. I couldn't recover any biological traces of the murderer. There's no blood on her that isn't hers, or any traces of skin under her nails. This makes me suspect that the killer likely wore protective clothing and gloves. The time of death was roughly 2300 hours last Tuesday, 5 days ago today.
Ever use something like this?
I haven't, no.
That's enough questions for now.
Okie dokie. Oh, one last thing. I've been told that the second body is on its way here. If you come back later today, I should be able to tell you something about it.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Multiple stab wounds, sizes approximately the same as the other body. I'd say the MO looks similar to the other. Multiple stab. I suppose that's where the doctor writes down his autopsy reports. One last waiting room before the final embrace with the earth. Appears to be a small crematory. I think that's for collecting the ashes after a cremation. This might be useful. I'll wash my hands when I go to bed. Plenty of time still to get my hands dirty. Nice and shiny. I can even see my reflection in it. Looks like an old filing cabinet. Not sure what it's used for. Robot? Drilling machine? Space rocket? I have no idea, honestly. Various handbooks for the typical day-to-day stuff.
Weekend's coming up. Great, huh?
Looks like you've got a head start.
All shoes repaired, all coats patched up. That's when you call it a day. Finish your work fast and you get the best food rations. Oldest trick in the book.
I get it. Well, enjoy your time off. It's a bloody photograph of Carl and a young woman. He's holding him. She's wearing a brass. I don't need to know his opinion. I don't need to know his.
Gotta rest my mind, stranger. Have a long weekend shift ahead of me.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your time off. A neat stack of plates. Matching cutlery is nowhere to be seen. A few identical coffee cups. They don't look quite as clean as the 3 plastic trays. Good number. I think they deliver groceries through there. A razor-sharp surgical scalpel. Looks a bit overgrown. Could use some trimming. Old Norse runes. A local custom, perhaps? Haven't seen them in any other settlements in the area. Great view from up here. That's some strong stuff he's smoking, whatever it is. Hey, I'm Vera Englund, Special Agent.
Oh, I heard about you. I'm Rolf, the plant master of Nordsund.
A plant master? What's that?
A foreman of sorts. I oversee a team of gardeners who tend to our shared crops.
Got it. I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
Sure, go right ahead.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
Not really. But like many other people, we had some contact in our work.
Okay. What was your impression of him?
Nice guy. Too nice. I'd even go so far as to call him gullible. Wouldn't be surprised if that's what got him killed.
Not so. You think he trusted the wrong person?
I'm just thinking out loud here. But yeah, it wouldn't be a shocker.
Not while we're talking. What's your opinion on Gabriel?
The cop? Can't say I enjoy his company. Last time we met, he gave me a couple of nasty bruises.
Resisting arrest?
That'd certainly be how he'd justify it.
I'm trying to find a woman that Carl Oscarson was involved with. Know anything about that?
No, I don't stay updated on gossip like that.
What's your opinion on Commissary Anderson?
For a chief of police, he's all right. He's actually fair, unlike some of his underlings.
How so? You think they're harassing you?
Abso-friggin-lutely. One little mistake, those guys start hounding you night and day.
What do you think of Stina Ruth?
I have no idea who that is.
Did you know Maya Strand?
A bit. She approached me a few months back about refining edible plants into a nutrient paste. I helped her plant some quality fungi for it, in exchange for a cut of the harvest. Then she got herself killed, so I guess all of that was a waste of time.
That's a morbid way of looking at it.
I guess so. I'm sorry about what happened to her, but I still gotta eat.
What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
I'm trying to stay far away from that wisecracking quack.
Quack?
You heard me. All I need in terms of medicine, I find in herbs and plants.
And Dr. Pearson doesn't take kindly to that?
He should mind his own business is all.
What do you know about the murder of Carl Oscarson?
Almost nothing. I just heard half an hour ago. Damn shame.
Do you happen to know where saffron is grown in Nordsund?
Perhaps, perhaps. What would this gentleman have to gain from that piece of information?
This behavior suggests that you are a hustler, one with scruples and low supply. Cooperating would make sure your business is left alone.
Hearing you loud and clear, officer.
It's agent, or special agent, not officer. That's a police rank.
Whatever you say, agent. Now, two places come to mind. The greenhouses to the south, and a few crops near Mimir Road.
Mimir Road. Where's that?
North of the town square. Look for two large farming robots standing around.
All right, got it. What do you know about the murder in the museum?
Nothing but the talk of the town. That Maya Strand was stabbed by some maniac.
What do you make of this?
Not sure. But about the first day I came to Nordsund, I think the police have records of when people come and go.
Ah, might be worth a follow-up. Thanks. Any idea of what this opens?
Not a clue.
Do you know who these people are?
Damn, that's bloody. Looks like Carl Oscarson, but I couldn't say who the woman is.
I don't need to know his opinion on. Okay, that's all I need.
Alrighty, see you around.
Just lots of I don't need to look that up. Not a bad idea, but I'll need a name first. I don't think I need to look him up. A collection of what seems to be both fiction and book. I had a few questions, Commissar.
By all means.
What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
Oh, he's a fine man. Sure, a bit eccentric, but a really good physician. Treated my knee way back. Good as new.
That's all I needed.
Very well.
All right, this is Mimir Road. Carl came through here recently.
Bene ragazzi, allora anche questa puntata è fatta, il caso si fa sempre più intrigante e ora stiamo in questo posto Mimi Road e per indagare e vedere effettivamente se Carlo è passato di là. E abbiamo conosciuto il capo, diciamo, della polizia e qualche altro personaggio così qua e là. E mi piace. Come sempre, se vi è piaciuto il video mettete un like e ricordatevi soprattutto di iscrivervi al mio canale Raistlin. Ciao e alla prossima!